Hello, this is your disabled combat veteran after 9/11, Michael Commiso and battle buddies on. Well, hey, it's the holidays and Christmas is right around the corner. And I'm happy that Christmas is right around the corner. Hopefully, there's no some kind of weird pattern uh, trying to mess up my holidays as a disabled combat veteran. Because, well, hey, I'm still here. You're a disabled combat veteran, like the Commiso. Well, I feel that over the years online, I'm just going to keep excelling and achieving my goals and dreams as I felt like or feel like that by now. People watch my YouTube videos that I'm going in the direction of my life. Oh, and probably I often be. People got my YouTube videos by now. And you know what? Over the years of being bullied and blackmailed or mocked or whatever people do to people online, I still kept being Michael Commiso. That's what makes Michael Commiso. You know? I don't know what type of world everybody lives online, but I live in a world of I always tried the hardest. I felt like, even in school, I always felt like I tried the hardest. So, as everybody slowed down and tried to figure out whatever about Commiso back home, that's what Commiso, because technically I took the physics class and understood what action and reaction. I felt like this is what you wanted me to do, you know? Oh, now he's going to overreact, and because we overreact, action, reaction. So you all expected me to make YouTube videos already back home from war. You all knew that I would have kept on making YouTube videos somehow, or goofy videos, because ever since me and my dad and my brother made a goofy video, I wish I could find that video of me and my dad and my brother made a funny video. And my friends that I hanged with, or best friends, taught me how to edit video. And I understand how movies are made. So, over the years of making YouTube videos, I feel like none of you guys make any sense to bully and pick on me back home, as I told you after months. Because all I do is try, you know? I feel like, since I came back home from war, and I'm 40 now, that's why I don't think the time on this planet is right. Because I feel that we all started out to go to school. Everybody, I don't know when school was invented. Yeah, I could go online and look it up. Apparently not everybody can explore the internet and still get to explore the internet. The way of exploring the internet, where I feel that in the future, technology will make things simpler. So using the internet won't be so hard in the future. Not everybody's going to get in trouble with the internet in the future. To where everybody understands we all human beings and people. I'm a human being. Over the years, maybe people use the internet and saying that since we can hack your computer, we can view this way of you online. But technically, I felt like I was making good videos on the internet to where if you all didn't interrupt me, I would have kept going in the direction of, it's hard to be a goofy guy. So imagine being a goofy guy at war. Everybody's all angry and all serious in the world at war. Everybody, and I was a goofy guy at war. So still being the goofy guy as a veteran, where everybody's got something to say about somebody nowadays. Yes, I feel like being a veteran is, I thought, would have been a lot simpler, because, yeah, I don't, if they say history repeat itself, because we're idiots allowed to happen, I feel like you all sit there and everybody's stupid in the world. Well, we're not stupid. Everybody is able to survive on this planet if they didn't have no technology at all. As I feel like, well, since we rely on technology so much, I'm not sure that that's possible. To where, we all knew that technology was coming. We read books like Leonardo da Vinci, where he had ideas of an invention, apparently. Didn't have the word patented yet. Over the years, we had to add words into the dictionary. In the beginning, we only had like 2 words. Hi, how are you doing? That was 3. So, maybe it was just hi. Motherfuckers. Back in the caveman land, all they had to say was hi, motherfuckers, and everybody was chilling in the cave as cavemen. So now, everybody's trying to up each other, trying to know more words in their dictionary, and they acting like they use them words every single day, but apparently it's how we treat each other suck, because if we come up with all these inventions and technologies and ideas as life on this planet, I feel like we should have overcame our deficits on this planet, because we all know that, well, yeah, our planet is our home. We know what it takes to have life in outer space, as our planet kept life alive for years in outer space. So, obviously, I may not read every technical book that you all gave me in well, I just read whatever books they gave me in high school. So, as kids, we all basically get directed to what to read in school anyway. Right? Nowadays, if people said not to or read it or not, people are not going to actually go for that book to read it. Right? People have more difficulty in reading nowadays. I feel like, as to the internet, a few words of to actually treat each other as we do as people doesn't make any sense to me. Because I'm 40. I don't know how the internet works, where people go out of their way and screw your life over on purpose. Kind of sucks. And if they have a lot of friends, I don't understand this world. I feel like, well, if you're nice to people and help I try to help the best of my ability where I feel like even though people keep trying to push me back, I keep trying to go forward. I felt like I'm a goofy guy on the internet trying to make people laugh in the world so everybody can lighten up in the world. But in the world we live in, it seems like nobody wants to lighten up and you want to keep dying in the world as a human being on this planet. If we are supposed to advance as we go forward into the future, as to how easy it is to people have food on their plate in the future. Everybody won't. We're so smart as I don't know if we could say human beings, but or maybe even life. Hopefully, I feel like the path we should be taking as to just because you read a book and they can predicted the future not so great, that author is telling you not to go down that road and you decide to do it because there's somebody they didn't understand the book at all. They're to where, holy crap, if that's, you all claim that there's so much hate in the world, there's still people do cool things on the internet. Even when you all claim there's hate in the world and how mean you claim it is, and so there's still good things on the internet. So how can a goofy guy like me still, even though you all somehow trying to figure out, well, you're not going to make it today on the internet. You're not going to allow you to do it. And I'm like, well, then that's why you're all mad in the world. You rather take the time to bully each other and hate on each other to take the time for yourself and your own damn life on the internet nowadays. You all wander around on the internet as you all run around on the streets. Apparently, the internet is some fantasy. And I'm trying to figure out if there's some kind of fantasy. This fantasy sucks. And we all capable of coming together to make the fantasy cool on the internet. But shit, I don't know what kind of fantasy you all coming up with. But it's not to bully each other, hate on each other and shit. Man, you know, I feel like over the years, even when everybody wants to be sad all the time and angry all the time, I don't know everything. Yeah, I feel like I have to still keep reading books. You know, I know you all claim that since I'm on disability, you all have to take your responsibility of it. I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9/11, and I feel like I'm helping everybody out back. So, I don't mind helping people. That's my personality. But well, I don't know. Is it a few haters or assholes? I don't understand. If we're supposed to advance in the future, we're not allowed to allow this 1% violence or crime or hating each other affect us where there shouldn't be anybody fighting about anything because we're smart enough to learn. The more you take the time to try to screw somebody else's life online, the more I'm 40. What's the years we were on the internet. So you all keep trying to teach me to keep going for my goals and dreams, but it seems like you all get mad about it. So that's kind of confusing to me. You go through school. I miss school. You all claim that you're all too cool to go to school and everything in the world, and you're happy that you're out of school. Well, everybody in the world misses school because life was simple in the school. You know, even though you may have been an outcast in school, you was there to learn. So I didn't take the time, I don't know, if it went through high school or whatever. People teach each other to be cool in school. Just being Commiso in school made me cool. I was no so I didn't try to outdress people in school. I tried to come out with my own style in school. I didn't bully people. I felt like when people came to talk to me, I didn't judge them when I was all. I felt like I was zoned out in school. Because, yeah, when you're in school, you learn a lot of different things in school. As you learn to socialize in school. I don't know if I learned anything about socializing in school. Because I always was too shy to talk to people. I have a speech impediment. So I don't know if it's common sense of using the internet, but I don't think there's any common sense of everything. I think we lost the common sense of living. Everything is too complicated. We landed a man on the moon as life on planet Earth, but we can't come together on the internet. And that doesn't make any sense to me. So, you know, I'm used to, I felt like people were cool at my school, but I felt like I was out there. That's why I like outer space. I zone out. I don't even have to look to outer space to be in outer space. That's Commiso. Right now, as I make this video, I feel like I'm floating through the streaming world of outer space of the internet is a satellite. Apparently, there's a satellite in outer space. So, it's hard when you're a nice guy, the shy look, I don't know, I felt like I was nice to the students, but I didn't really had any conflict with the teachers. As long as I got a good grade, they won't pick on you. I felt like that's what I was trying to do. As long as I make the teachers happy, everything will be okay. As damn, real life. What the hell does that mean? I was born a human being. Apparently I was living life all these years on this planet in real life. So what the hell everybody's all stressed out on the internet? But it's like, why do, I don't know, because I feel like the future is going to fix itself no matter how much y'all some kind of whatever, because it's stupid. As a life in outer space, we're smart enough to land life on the moon, but we're not smart enough to get along with each other and enjoy life on this planet. That's stupid and doesn't make any sense to me. So, I don't know. They try to say it's because there's rich people and poor people, and rich people always get their way, and rich people always whatever, and poor people always get screwed because they can't afford a lawyer. So since you can't afford a lawyer, they gave you a fucked up lawyer that don't make any goddamn sense. And that's why everybody's in jail. So meanwhile, the 1% violence or crime or whatever, we see everything. I don't know what the heck everybody's talking about because I really never really got that far on the internet. Because I came home alive from war as a goddamn American hero, as a disabled combat medic. Seems the more I try to achieve, the more you're trying to screw me over. And if that's for everybody's case online, nobody will use the internet. So we have ratings on the internet, and I highly doubt the 1% violence or whatever everybody has to die on this planet. I feel like everybody should understand each other, because we go to school. You know, even if you get kicked out of school, somehow school still gets to you, right? So, as everybody uses the internet. Back in the day, the internet was only for a learning tool. But now everybody's a learning tool. Or try. I feel like I'm trying to learn some more things as Commiso. But everybody's on my case about everything. And I'm like, how hard is it to fix the internet? We got fire department. You got the law. You got, hopefully, some kind of righteousness. Just damn, why is everybody picking on each other like that? Try to screw each other like well for no goddamn reason. Justice on the internet. But that don't make any sense to me. But there's more than just that. You know, not everybody wants to learn the same things everybody wants to learn something different. You know? Not everybody wants to be an artist. Yes, I feel like I could teach everybody to draw, as I feel like somehow that happened. When I draw in school, I feel like people are watching me when I'm drawing. And we know that you have to feel art to do art. If you don't feel like it's not going to happen. So, as I was trying to make goofy videos, if that was some kind of offended. If people get offended of the simplest things and wonder why there's crime and people fighting, I just don't understand anything really then. But I understand it's hard to be a teacher because when you're trying to teach something and nobody listens to you in the classroom, and then you all get mad when you get out of school and wonder why things are happening the way it is, it's because I feel like, well, if I was a teacher, nobody listened to me in the classroom. And if anybody knows Commiso, I was a shy, quiet kid at school. I only hang with a few kids after school. I didn't hang with every goddamn kid in school. After school. It's basically, you hang with, I was basically just hanging with my brother's friends. After school, then my friends, I feel like my brother's friends. But nowadays, nobody can party with each other. There's some kind of, we forgot how to breathe. There's no more oxygen on this planet. And we forgot how to breathe on the internet. That's how stressful it is. But there's nothing wrong with standing up for each other. There's nothing wrong with complimenting each other and saying positive things about each other on television. I don't know. You know, when you watch a movie, it's a movie. I hope people realize that. That's why I say, I don't know how much reality I could take. Because I've been traveling the world as a soldier serving my country, and I'm trying to figure out what this reality is all about. And I'm trying real life. But you told your soldiers as the television and everybody Everybody's going to stand up for your American heroes back home as your veterans. That's what you told me. Well, that's what I felt like that was going on in the way of it. Oh, you know, I'm not Mr. Perfect, but damn, I try the hardest to not to make a mistake, right? It sucks that you try the hardest not to make a mistake, but that's all people do is make you make a mistake on the internet. So, are we all going to be in jail in the future, according to the television? And oh wow, somehow they found life on moon, but that's it because we destroyed our planet as life. And wow, do. We don't even know what's out there in outer space, technically, if you think about it. That's how far we can see on this planet. As technology's going to advance, we're going to see pretty far. Look, I just don't get how easy it is, or why is it so hard for you guys to look at each other as a human being on the internet? For you guys to sit there and act like nobody knows about anything. And the reason why is nobody wants to get in trouble with the law, so everybody hides around the law on the internet. But law sees everything, I feel like, right? I feel like everybody sees everything as everything gets posted on the same sites. Eventually, yeah, they update sites, but I don't get it. How people can get mad at your American heroes like that. I went on a lot of convoys. I went outside the wire. I don't know back home, is that how you rate your American heroes, is how much they went outside the wires. So that will determine how much respect you should get, as each veteran gets a different type of respect back home. I feel like all veterans should get the same type of respect no matter who you are as a person. You know, I didn't know what the hell was going on in 9/11. I just saw 9/11 saying what the hell was going on. And I don't want to be that serious in the world. I like being the goofy guy. Yeah, I may not go home with a girl like everybody else at the club, but I made people laugh. I felt good that I made my battle buddies. So I don't know how much it takes or how much you have to do at war where you treat us like American heroes back home, but I was happy making my battle buddies laugh at war. Because I don't like a sad part. I don't know who does. I don't know who likes an angry party. This world is so uptight, it doesn't even make any sense to me. Well, I don't know how much fucking world problems there are, and if it's that fucking simple to fix, and we're all hurting each other for no goddamn reason at all, as we're landing a man on the moon. You know, I think after we land a man on the moon, everybody on this planet should be happy that we landed. Well, life in outer space got a plan B. We all keep, yeah, I feel like we're capable of keeping this planet alive, or we're smart enough to eat our vitamins, keep ourselves healthy as people. But, it's hard to believe. I don't know. I didn't realize being a veteran was going to be that hard. I guess once you become a veteran, then you realize how hard it is to be a veteran. Because I felt when you serve your country, it's that everybody wants each other to kiss each other's ass online, and that's why everybody hates each other, because you all want to kiss each other's ass online. I didn't come home to kiss everybody's ass back home as a disabled combat vet, dude. You know, yes, as Americans, you teach us to respect the law, but you also teach us not to kiss the law's ass, right? That's why you have a lawyer. So I apologize I didn't kiss anybody's ass at court as, oh, it seems like, Stan, the only reason why people rap because you have to out-rap the other ones. They're not really coming up with music because you have to out-rap the other guy on what the heck is going on. But if you really listen to it, you're basically saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You're just using rephrasing the words and the sentences. And now I don't understand. That's why people go back to music back in the day. Man, I'm so retro. I feel that it's like I trying to bring back the 80s. I'm in the hot time machine. We're back to the future. Where people came together and actually try to, I don't know. I can't remember everything as a child, and I can't remember everything as an adult. I tried though. But I can't remember when I was a baby, as in the 80s. But I feel like I don't know. I probably was a shy kid all my whole life. You know, I have good ideas, and I like to draw. It sucks when you're on the internet and you know everybody's just there. It's hard to be an artist when everybody's there on your computer and trying to judge everything you do, where everything should be safe on the internet. So in the future, don't you think people are going to blame the law for saying, why are we viewing 1% violence and crime on television when we're smart enough to go to the moon and the satellites and the internet, and where we can have hover cars like Back to the Future and shit. So how can you afford a hover car in the future? Where maybe I feel like a hover car be expensive in the future. So I feel like people go out of the way to blame something, and nothing's going to get done. You know, we can't keep going back in the past and blaming somebody. Oh, this is the reason why this and this and that. You're not going to go forward. As we should all have a hover car. Because we're smart enough as a human to get, oh yeah, it's expensive to get a hover car, but we're smart enough to pay for it. As things should be simpler in the future. Because we have other things to think about, or to come up with more ideas. I feel like we need more ideas as to, I think there's better ways to shoot somebody in outer space than in rockets. You're going too fast. You take all that energy in one shot to try to shoot up all this weight, or I don't know how much weight you need to put in outer space at one time in a rocket. So on top of the rocket being tons, you got yourselves, you got then the so-called rocket spaceship, and you're taking all this energy just to go in outer space. Maybe in the past, it took that much energy to get in outer space, but I don't think it needs to take that much energy to get to outer space. As well, if Americans, hopefully, there's still stocks and stuff, because everybody's watching movies and trading places or whatever. It's called a comedy. That's why I like comedy. I've tried to do comedy, and every time I try to make people laugh, you're you know how hard it is to be a comedian? I think, yeah, it's probably hard singing a song. Not everybody can sing a song. It takes a lot of effort. But I think, well, it's timing. Everybody can talk about farting and laugh about it. It's when you come up, it's timing. If that's all people talking about who farts on the internet, I don't understand the conflict in the world. Are you trying to tell me the reason why there's 1% violence or crime or whatever you call it? Because you get mad when somebody farts on the internet? I feel like you guys do that. All these years have been cool to fart on the internet. But damn, when Commiso farts on the internet, shit. Damn, you all get mad, man. I feel like every fart's stink. I don't think there's some kind of fart out there that smells good. The reason why you fart is because the gases is pushing down the food that you ate recently or whatever time you ate. But this not cool, is it? It's not fast enough. You all have to hurry up now. It's the internet. Oh, the internet's fast, so I have to be fast like the internet. And now, nobody knows what's going on all the time. I feel like nobody, even though there's some type of news, nobody knows shit there. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, I keep pushing forward, and I don't even know where I'm going. Well, because I'm 40, apparently, if you don't come up with a suit or more technical words to the court, I think that sucks that our television is as we're Americans, right? Land of the free, opportunity. Our opportunity is to go to jail on television in America. So what type of image are you showing to the people? And then you show that people get mad at the law. The laws must be stupid. No disrespect to the law, because it seems like the law goes out of the way to make people mad at the law. The whole point, I don't know how much books you have to read. I'm 40. Yes, I feel like I need to read more books and maybe learn some more words from the dictionary. But I am a life. I'm a human being on planet Earth. Our planet's not flat. Somehow, there's a man on the moon. I don't know if he's still there, but it was there. The man was there. Yes, it may have took billions of dollars and the efforts and everything and the smarts, but that's accomplishment. If say we got stocks in NASA, does NASA have stocks? I think it's cool that we can afford to send life from outer space. Because our planet, we need to rely on our planet. We need to respect our planet. Planet. We can't be selfish as a species, as a human being, and destroy everything where this planet had life before us as a human being, and this planet has accomplished more than us being a human being on this planet. Planet Earth has been a billions of years in outer space. Just because we can't take the blow from the comets and the asteroids and And the planet can take that. And I highly doubt outer space created a galaxy, right? We got all these damn planets. We know what it takes to have life. And right now, our planet, I feel, is closer. Don't everybody wants to live in the world? Well, people like the oxygen on this planet. No, I was I felt like I need more weed because I was an uptight, stressed out student that tried to get A's and B's because that's what the teacher, they get mad at me when I got A's and B's. I had an understanding with the teachers. As long as I got A's and B's, I was good. I had a D and a C, but I always had a passing grade somehow. But think about it. When you're in school, you got your friends. You know, you don't need a lot of friends. You know, it's pretty cool that we're all friends in the world. That's what Michael Jackson taught us. But, you know, a few friends is cool in school. But that's not what, there's more than school than trying to make friends. As you learn how to speak to the teacher. I have a speech impairment. You know, I didn't guess I, you know, was ghetto enough to speak ghetto. But we learned that in school to get a job, you have to be respectful and uniform. And then respectful to everybody at work. You gotta be respectful to your boss. You gotta be respectful. But I was on the wrestling team, see? And I had goofy glasses on the wrestling team. So at the time of being a wrestler on the internet, I felt like people just joined the wrestling team because I was there. No. You guys say, what are you talking about? Well, I also learned that you can't judge the cover by his book. But now the law is judging my cover right away without knowing anything about it. I don't think the military told me enough about me too as Commiso and my battle buddies. I don't know anything that would happen. I think my battle buddies kept information for me for a reason anyway as Commiso. We better not tell Commiso nothing. Yeah. I don't know how top secret it is where everything's supposed to. I don't. We're supposed to see everything? I don't know. It sucks that people accept that there's people die on the internet. You accept that. I don't. Because maybe they taught me about something in the military. You know, I would be upset if my battle buddies would have died at war. I would have cried. I have allergies. Right? So, people don't get upset when they find out somebody died on television. Everybody, the whole day would be sad. We check my pulse. They taught me how to check my pulse of the military. That's how stressful it is living on this planet. I want to build my own damn spaceship that has gravity when you're going out of space. You're all floating around in your spaceship. I'm going to have gravity on my spaceship and walk around. I'm gonna since planet Earth somehow figure out what gravity is. I'm gonna try to put gravity on this. I'm gonna try to pick up gravity, take some gravity on planet Earth, scoop it up, and I'm gonna put it on the spaceship. I'm not gonna take all the gravity from planet Earth. I'm gonna take some of it, and so I can walk. I saw Star Trek and Star Wars. I don't see them floating around in their spaceship. Then in Star Wars, they got the Death Star. You know, I think it should be fun in outer space. They make it sound like it's not fun to travel in. I don't know. I probably have a good time in outer space. I just say, I won't touch anything. Just tell me not to touch anything, and just tell me which button to go to get a iced tea or something, or what food today it is. That's all. But then I'm saying there's got to be a weight limit to go in outer space. I'm too heavy to go in outer space. You got to weigh this much to get on go in outer space. You got to weigh this exact much, so you won't fuck the gravity on the spaceship. Or I feel like I'll weigh down everything because it seems like the bigger the planet, the more gravity is more dense. Same thing with going in outer space. So I will have my own magnetic field when I go in outer space. The bigger you get, the more magnetic field you got around you in outer space. So I guess you do break gravity off of when you go into somehow because you're so used to gravity on this planet when you're going outer space floating around. Man, it must be a relief to your body. Everybody needs to chill out because we all have to fly in outer space so we can take the relief of this gravity on this planet. So I feel like if we pay taxes in America and have NASA, our taxes should mean something. I don't know who came up with the word taxes back in the day, or what. Feels like people want some money or something. The taxes back in the day should be like this meaning to our taxes. So if we invest billions of dollars in outer space, I feel like we should not have no crime on the internet in the world. So everybody's chilling because we landed on the moon in the 60s. That's why Michael Jackson became Michael Jackson in the 60s. He was a child and he saw a guy landing on the moon as Michael Jackson and says, shit, I want to be on the moon too, Michael Jackson. That's why I was chilling back in the day. Man, yeah, it feels like everybody wants to become a rapper, everybody wants to be a singer, everybody wants to be something. What's wrong with that? We have a technology for everybody to be what they wanted to be. Not everybody wants to be a singer or an actor. But everybody wants to be, I feel like everybody wants to be belonged. So everybody's on the internet. Everybody wants to be belonged to the internet. So everybody likes making videos nowadays. I don't know what type of videos you seem to. I have this big Commiso on. But I'm a natural kind of human being. You all advanced in the matrix over the years as the human being. But I'm still in the 80s. Because I feel like Christmas felt more like Christmas in the 80s. I felt like more snow was in the 80s. Even though people don't like the cold, it's cold outside, but everybody goes outside because it's Christmas time and don't even think about the cold. And we're going down this Man, we must have invented hills as kids because we somehow went down to every hill in the snow, down the hill. That's people use the internet so much now everybody sees the world flat again. We saw each other so much as a human being online, and we're flat now because we saw everything. We're bored out of our minds as a human being using the internet. You see, everybody views the world flat now on the internet. As well, hopefully people realize the baseball is round. When you throw a baseball, it's round. So I don't know how to. Are you really? People come up for a reason why to argue with each other as to if the world is flat. Man, I'll probably just walk through it. I'll probably zone out of the art on the wall. I'll probably be eating whatever they ate back in the day. And I said, look at that art. There's no television. There's no radio. I don't know what type of newspaper they had back in the day, but it was simple. I feel like that's why everybody's wondering how people built things back in the day when they didn't have the technology. It's probably common sense. We all, as the caveman, discover fire. They discovered they could draw on the cave. I don't know if every cave is accurate on caveman drawings, as people could draw on caves nowadays. Hey, we could pretend we're a caveman and we drew something and we discovered something. So I don't know how accurate they found a caveman's cave in the 21st century, but seems like people could do a lot of cool things as to our galaxy. That's the reason why people think the world was flat. They didn't see the galaxy. They don't feel the galaxy. As we're too small to feel the spin on this planet. But every day is stressful somehow. We put so much stress on each other where there's already stress on this planet. Yeah. You know, I saw Star Trek and the cyborg, and it's hard for me to explain things. Maybe I gotta read more dictionary words, but the human is trying to teach the cyborg to be a human and a word. And you're all like, this guy said he was a robot. So, yeah, we can appreciate space and this planet for our life. But I think life is more than that. If we could teach a robot to be a human on Star Trek. You know what I mean? I feel like we're meant to travel. We're meant to explore. We have ships, cars, trains, and we're supposed to be tourists. We're all meant to be, because we're all teaching us how to travel far away. I feel like one day, yeah, we could keep this planet alive. We're smart enough. But it'd be cool. We're taught to travel. We need to have a backup plan. Well, I saw Wall-E, you know, the movie Wall-E. Seems like everybody just got fat and lazy and left the planet and didn't take care of the planet and asked the robot to take care of the planet. If that's our future, holy shit. But there's got to be more than that. Once we teach the robots how to be human, I don't know if that's a good thing, because it's good to be a human. I'm just saying, is this robot's going to have a conflict now because he learned how to be a human as a robot? You know, maybe that's what's what veterans, we come back home from war, and I'm a good guy and I'm a nice person. So I try not to put my stress on other people. I think that's a cool veteran. So while this veteran's trying to keep everything in and trying to say, why is everybody picking on me? I'm a good guy. You can all try to argue why your soldier back home is not a good guy, but I was taught I did something good in my life by serving my country after 9/11. Because this country's not that bad. This world is not that bad. When I was a world traveler serving my country as Michael Commiso, I saw wonderful things. And I was a shy, quiet kid in the club. And I figured out what a beer was. So, as everybody just want to give up, that's why the world is the way it is. So we can't have a hover car and this robot stuff. Well, I feel like we, as life, will have to accept the technology as our future. Because in a way, our technology might hold this planet together in the future. As to, yes, it's a planet with life, but we can't turn our back from outer space. Well, it came from outer space. Our galaxy is protecting us planet. So what's everybody's conflict on this planet? And the internet. What's so complicated about the internet? You know, what's the reason, number one reason why people hack each other now is to screw each other and stab each other back and rob each other? Uh, there's billions of naked people on. So how can you say this world is so bad if there's billions of naked? Where back in the day, nudity was a part of life. Nowadays, nudity is a way of trying to stab somebody back on the internet. Nudity is natural if you use the internet or not. I don't know if people look in the mirror when they take a shower, but you're naked. You look in the mirror. I don't know if you're some crazy person that get mad every time you look in the mirror you're naked, but I don't think that's the case. Because there won't be any nudity on the internet. But there's billions of people naked. That's like, I can't figure out the word to say. So that's what, when I can't figure out the word to say, I get distracted of what I'm about to say. You know, I don't know if we're teaching ourselves not to achieve. Because every time somebody achieves, everybody's there to take that away from that person. So, well, I don't feel like we was raised that way. So, hey, Matrix. Hello, Matrix. Hello there. Well, how do you really know if you was a left-handed or a right person? I eat with my left and I write with my right. So, maybe I'm dyslexic. I was just in special education classes. They didn't really teach me what the heck I was there for. But I'm 40 and I didn't watch every YouTube video of learning more about words. There's classrooms like YouTube. I I wrote in a Stanford class on YouTube, and it was about relativity. It felt like, I don't know if they were joking around in the video. It felt like the professor was getting mad at the teachers and the students, and the students was getting mad at the professor. But I wasn't getting mad. I was trying to figure out what the heck the teacher was talking about. So it was funny because the professor was trying to teach a lesson so he'd go home. I was like, that's how I felt. I don't care if you got this or not. I felt like that was I guess math is about, say, I guess, so math is, everything is calculated. The life is calculated, the plant is calculated, the oxygen is calculated, shapes are calculated. They threw all these goddamn numbers in high school, Jimmy. That's why I was distracted, trying to figure out, solve the math problems. And I wasn't aware of what my surroundings in school. I was zoned out in the numbers and trying to figure out what the hell they're talking about. And I somehow accepted, understood something, right? What's the purpose sending people to school just to make them fail when they come out of school? You know, eventually you will get the lesson. Yeah, maybe you get an F's and D's, or apparently just further than F I didn't know about. In the future, people are going to accept ourselves and have an F on tests. And in the future, F is going to be our A. And if you get a Z, well, we tried our best. And there would be no hover cars because we all have to get it. We accept ourselves. But when you go to get a job, you're going to have to learn the job no matter what. No matter if you get an F or a C or a D or whatever in the school. So life goes on, apparently. But you get a lot from school. You're going to say, all we see is teachers and students when we go to school, and classrooms and offices. Well, if you're like me, when I was in school, I had an invention. I felt important having books in my hands in school. When I carried books, I was saying, I'm responsible for this book, or I somehow have to pay for it. Well, I don't know how books are in school now, but we had you ever trying to wrap your book as a Christmas gift to protect the book? I kind of remember how to do it, but I really didn't do that much to the book. I just had the book. I didn't write in the book, yeah. There were times I did the book thing, but not really. After you go further, not because you're an adult. You don't need a book cover. You're smart enough to damage the book. You send it back to the library. That's what they taught you when they accepted you in college. But apparently, not everybody gets in college. I guess I see why. But that's unfair. You know, just because you got D's and F's in high school, because you're not really in that classroom because it's the high school. You got other things. You got to be cool at the party in high school. Apparently, you got to have some kind of crowd around you in school. That'd be cool. I don't know if I had a crowd in school. I don't know anything. All I know, sometimes there was a conflict here and there in school, wondering what the heck is going on. But I was really zoned out, so I really didn't understand why anything happened. I was happy that I got a good grade in this classroom today. I was stoned off the school. Not now. That's how boring the internet is. See, back in the day, it made it been cool to explore the internet. It's not cool to explore the internet because all people do is sit there and backstab each other and wonder why nobody makes it in the world. And man, you was a good friend to you back in the day, and now it's just all this and that and everything. I don't know. But I'm an 80s child. I didn't expect this in the future. According to that, I was supposed to be in hover cars because Marty Big flies. Doc told me that's what's going to happen. And everybody's nice to each other because if you ever got that movie, I think everybody took Back to the Future the wrong way. That's why we're off our time zone. We're off our, it's not, and something's not right in our time on this planet. So I don't know how exact we have to be to figure out what fast we have to spin or how speed we going. Is that why we calculate how many days there is on this planet? Over time, I like math, but it seems like they put more numbers and it stretches you out even more with more numbers. When you go for one, or remember in algebra, don't forget the zero. Apparently there was no zero in Fisher's form. That's why people mess up the math. You gotta add the zero. Zero is a number. The zero wasn't a number when you was in first grade. They say zero was nothing, and everything will be okay with that number when you go further in math, because it's nothing. A zero something is a number. Apparently, you go behind the zero. There's numbers behind that zero we didn't know about. So you gotta, when you're a teenager, apparently the 16 candles, it's true. In Breakfast Club, it's much stressed out when you're a teenager in school. If they told me there was no numbers, zero's nothing. Now they told me it's something. And that's when everybody's all stressed out. We all need to smoke weed, man. I think if you're in an advanced math class, you need to smoke weed. Because, if you answer a question faster than the other kid, that makes you something more than the other kid in the school. But maybe I'm just thinking about something else. I'm not really focusing on the problem. Because I was a teenager in school. Yeah, hopefully the teachers in the school knows there's other classes after that classroom. Because right after that classroom, we got to go to another teacher. So maybe there's some kind of learning in this school. But I like the field trip. Man, as long as you be a good kid and do your grades good, we could go on the field trip. And I like going on the field trip. We didn't go far, but I felt like it was either New York or I felt like when I was younger, they took us to a beach when I was a kid or something. There's something with a beach. I lived where only thing we did in summer was go to great-great-grandma's house and go to the beach with grandma. That's the only two things in the summer. If there was something else it was cool. I felt going to your friend's house and partying in the backyard was the extra to our summer. But when they sent me things to field trips, when I went to Disneyland or Disney World is in Florida, Disneyland. For some reason, because apparently they went Disneyland and they realized, well, we can do World now. So you figure Disney World is first, and then Disneyland for some reason, then it's not. So apparently, when you book a trip, make sure it's the right Disney World lands. So when I went to Disney World, I took pictures of everything. Yes. Everything's digitalized. So as an artist, I feel like I'm a decent photographer without actually learning everything about photography. Where it feels like, well, since technology can advance and help, everybody can take a picture. Uh, I think it takes time to become a photographer. So when I was rolling up my camera, it's going to Disney World on my field trip, my senior year, I just ran out of film. If I had another camera, I would have took more pictures. I went on a safari. Apparently, uh, I went on that tower thing, but apparently people were not, they're not healthy enough. They should have added that before you went on the ride. And it looks like the tower is supposed to drop you all the way down. They did that in the beginning, but apparently people wasn't really surviving that ride. So they dropped it halfway down. I don't know all the negative stories are all true, as everybody always coming up with a story or what. Come up with your own. Live your life. I think that's what the teachers was trying to tell you. They taught me something. I feel like the teachers taught me. But, even if you're the smartest person in the world, you still get bullied and picked on. So, I don't know. It's weird. Like, they make fun of you when you're stupid, and they make you fun of you if you're too smart. So I'm trying to say, well, that sucks. What the hell is your what? He's all, as long as you're not too stupid or too smart, you could be coming at the party and chilling. And now I'm a veteran. I wasn't cool to go to parties in school. I was the goofy guy with the glasses. Everybody's questioning why I was on the wrestling team. Because I apparently didn't look like I was tough enough to be on the wrestling team. But I guess everybody had to prove something. Yeah, you get that one hard wrestler, but apparently everybody wanted to beat up me. Had to beat me up. I didn't want to give up. I guess that's why they got mad at me. They wanted to go home now. I said, I want to go home now. I don't want to be here no more. Can you let me pin you? And I said, no. Yes, Commiso. The coach get mad at me if I get pinned. And that's the only thing when I was into it. As long as I don't get pinned, then that'll be okay. The coach won't get mad at me. Because I was always pinning everybody really fast. And then time went on, I should have gained weight. It's hard to pick me up now, unless you're some strong person. Really strong. But apparently, there's techniques where I got gravity now. There's kung fu or action reaction or jiu-jitsu. You use their strength. They all strong and shit. And I understood it. It was like the Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi didn't want to fight. He just taught kung fu. And it was supposed to be peace and chilling. But I guess they didn't get that. So when Cobra Kai teacher got mad at Mr. Miyagi, he didn't want to fight him. So he said, I don't want to fight today. I was teaching this kid kung fu all day. I got to get picked on. So Mr. Miyagi said, fuck it. And he ducked. He ducked. And he put his fist through the window, the car window. Then he went, he didn't even think that was going to happen the next time, but it did. I thought that was funny. You know, I miss the 80s movies. They have a moral story. The 80s movies got a moral story, and it's funny. It wasn't serious. It was just an 80s movie and everything. And you got to see movies in the 80s in the movies. Now it seems everybody's uptight when they make a movie. It's so serious. I think if you make a movie, it's supposed to be fun to make a movie. Yeah, you got to pay attention to shit. If you're not good enough to fly to the next building in the scene, maybe we should use green screen, mate. But then they all saying you're all fake, you don't do your own stunts and shit. Said, well, I'm close to 300 pounds. I can't fly like the Matrix in the movie to the other building. So, hopefully that was, if it's that hard to be an actor in America, you gotta fly to the other building. Well, that's why I got a YouTube channel. Hopefully, they go down further in one. But, I don't know. Well, as I've discussed many subjects at once and confused the crap out of everybody, that's my mind. So imagine me at school. I have a test today, but my mind's not here, somewhere else. So, I just got to remember all the answers, and just remember who George Washington is. And then certain words will mismatch certain words with this certain words and get an A. Maybe I beat up myself more than people beat me up. As if for that, I take on more than I have to. As you put more on me than I have to. We all live on the same planet almost. Well, maybe there's some aliens on this planet. If they don't want to be discovered, who could believe it? We invented all this technology just to be mean to each other and destroy everything. You know, luckily there's collectors out there. The more I think about it, when I was a kid, wondering where all my toys went when every Christmas came by. Nintendo came. We didn't focus on the toys when Nintendo came around. I must have played Mario. I almost beat the whole game of the first Mario Brothers. And it didn't take me long to get to the next level. Where it takes hours in the games now. Where I like storyline games. I don't mind if the game takes a long time. It's supposed to have, in the future, we're going to be zoned out. There'll be no wars, man. We're going to have the robots on this planet because we're going to be zoned out in gaming so much. We're going to have to ask the robot to make us a hamburger. And everybody said, well, not everybody can afford to play games all day, every day, and all that. You guys, it costs money to buy games. It costs money to live and eat food. We can't play games every day. We accomplish so much on this planet that we can show as life. I feel since day one that we discovered that we're humans, where there was caveman. I don't know if they knew they were humans. There's different types of humans, primates, and I looked up the name. I just forgot the name. Apparently, there was more before caveman. There was another type of human type. So how long do you think this planet had life on it? Really, I don't think we can figure it out. unless it happened so fast that dinosaurs was right. No, 40 years old. I didn't see no dinosaurs. Only on Jurassic Park. I didn't go to Disney World or Disneyland. Go. This was a trip. That's. I don't know. It sucks that when people die, people just like destroy. Like when they destroyed the Playboy Mansion. I said, "What the hell are your problem?" That was the Playboy Mansion. I felt like the Playboy Mansion should be a museum. The Playboy Mansion should be a museum. As to everybody grew up with the Playboy magazine as their home and knows what nudity is. It was Hugh Hefner made the Playboy magazine as a family magazine. So you have to overreact to make you look bad on nudity. You want money. Everybody wants money off of nudity on the internet. That's why you overreact. Oh, let's make them feel bad where I'm not supposed to do that. I went to Alliance Hospital and they told me not to talk bad about myself. I went to Alliance Hospital. It seems like they wanted the best from me at Alliance Hospital. And they don't want me to talk bad about myself. That's not what the court was telling me. So, just because we few people saying this doesn't make you a bad father. As I feel like, accomplish. I don't know how much you need to accomplish nowadays to be accomplishment business. But I serve my country. That's a cool thing in the United States. I felt like that's what you all made me believe. I know that's a cool thing to do. My grandpa was a World War II veteran. And I bet back in the day they had the draft. You had to go to war if you liked it or not. I volunteered after 9/11. I said, okay, I go. And I don't regret it. Yeah, I could have got killed all around the world by some asshole. There's nothing wrong with them. I would have met my battle buddies and got to party with them, love them, see the different countries. I feel that the military needed me at the time. The goofy guy. I was the goofy guy in the military. If you watch my basic training on YouTube, you can see Commiso in the video. I felt like you saw me in the gas chamber. I felt like you saw me. I don't know if they got me on one of the ranges, but we had a lot. I must have been zoned out with the drill sergeants or something. We had to line up the wood. So our whole squad, hopefully it wasn't the platoon. I think it was the platoon, huh? We had to put the whole squad or whatever group I was in on this wood thing. So we had to stack the wood, and we did it. Nobody fell off the wood, and you got me. Say the mission or whatever the training was done, and they hand me the piece of wood. I was on the end of the wood, and you see me holding it. They said they would have got me. The wood was not allowed to touch the ground. You're not allowed to touch the ground, and the wood's not to touch the ground. So when they gave me a piece. We all was sitting on the wood, and somehow I got a piece of wood in my hand, and I was holding it, and there was no end, so I was just holding it, and everybody's watching me. And they must have thought, go, I'll hold it, and I hold the wood, and you up at the same time, and you go on the end of the wood, but there's no end to it. Hopefully we will fall. But I gave the wood back, and then when I went to my first duty station, we had to go get ready for war and organize everything. We had the generator on the trailer, and we always pull the trailer and parking it, and somehow the trailer stand was on my foot. I didn't realize it until I looked down and I realized, and I made everybody laugh. I went, woo, woo. I made a silent noise like an ambulance did it, and everybody came back and picked the trailer off of my foot. So that's why everybody knew me in war. If he was in my battalion or platoon or squad, somehow Commiso knew somebody, Commiso was out. They wanted to use my laugh to catch the bad guy. I guess you can't use classified names. But I think that was all over with the classified on the internet, don't you, social media? So, I don't know. Can we get over ourselves and accept ourselves as people by now on this planet? I feel like we should accept technology. The internet's not all bad as you make it seem. You know, if you're monitoring people with having sex, nudity as the law, I don't think that's a hard job. I don't think that's, unless you came up with the conflict of why you had to do what you did, and you're the one setting them up and everything. But in the future, as I feel people in the future are going to wear fewer more clothes as we accept ourselves as I felt like over the years nudity and sex is accepted on. So how can you get mad at me? That's what's confusing to me. Because I try hard my whole life. And I feel like I should be further. And yeah, I don't know. Is that what you're talking about in real life? Oh, we can't be good friends to this guy and he can't be. And that's real life. If people are friends to you to a point, that's not how it works. Hold on, that's not how every battle buddy that got to hang with Commiso or serving my country, I put a smile on their face. That's the kind of person I didn't realize. I just was happy that my battle buddy was happy. It didn't matter what we was doing. There were times where I was walking with my battle buddies down the street and we didn't even know where the heck we were around the world. But somehow we always made it back to formation. I even got lost in convoys. They must have knew that they must have thought I went there before, but I just did a U-E. And somehow I got back to the convoys. I got lost in the desert. And I'm back in the United States of America as an American hero. So pizzas could be good, Chinese food it should be good as a matter. When I first came back to America and I smelled grass, I was just happy that I smoked grass. You know how when you cut grass and it smells good? That's like, so maybe I don't get every joke, or I don't. Well, does that make you a good comedian if you get every joke? I don't know. You can't get mad at me because I don't get your jokes. I'm Commiso. I'm in the world of my own world. When you got your matrix worlds as the human beings, and somehow there's AIs and artificial intelligence, robots online too. And if there's an alien, I wonder what the alien's thinking about us. But, you know, I felt like I didn't have to try hard to hang with my battle boys. I was just another battle boy hanging with my battle boys. It's the technical word they used in the military. That's what I miss. You know, even though we was at war, Commiso still made everybody laugh at war, doing something stupid or something, or whatever Commiso does. And I was just happy making the other battle boys smile, because apparently I must have realized I was at war when I was at war as Commiso at the time. I was trying to distract the war out of my mind when I was at war. So I made goofy videos on the internet. I must have had a nervous breakdown some point that time at war. And now you're all picking at me when I'm still trying to figure shit out myself. So whatever. I still feel like, how the heck, all these years, billions of naked people on the internet, and they're all in suits acting like nudity is some kind of wrong thing to do, and their nudity themselves online is kind of fucked up, don't you think? They get mad at somebody like that. Because I highly doubt that I'm the worst thing on the internet as like Commiso. And is that all people go out to each other is how worse you can make each other's lives online, and wonder. Then we have these talk shows asking why life's so hard. I go on the talk show, they ask me, what's so hard on this life? I don't know, because I don't know what's everybody's problem. You know, if everybody could sit there and, I don't know what's going on. When I was a child, I took apart the computer. So in my mind, I'm taking apart the computer in my mind, the matrix, taking apart the matrix of the mind. They all uptight because they're in the matrix. Out of the matrix, they're uptight too. They're uptight even when they're out of the matrix. Holy shit. It's no fucking, everybody's got to be uptight and stressed out. And I'm stressed out. And I don't want to be. So, if people don't want to be stressed out, and I highly doubt people go out of the way to hate each other. Is that true? You all went out of your way just to hate somebody? Then you're in your 90s, and you really just hated your whole life, and you didn't accomplish anything because he was a hater? So, no, I'm not going to hate my hometown court. I'm not going to hate my judge or the law. I'm going to say, well, I don't know why y'all picked on me in the first place, where hopefully the law knows what a hack is and a scam is, right? And this sucks, you know. I understand what joking around means. I felt like I joked around with my battle buddies after I punched. Is it that we are so military guys as veterans that we don't understand civilians? That doesn't make any sense to me either. I feel like people go out of their way not to hang with me back home and find ways to excuse the whatever, you know? But we're capable of a lot of cool things. You know, I, as a human being on planet Earth, I'm shocked that there's any type of viruses, diseases, because we overcame that, as there's antimatter and matter. There's antimatter as a neutron and a proton. So every disease or virus that's on this planet, there's got to be a cure for it, because there's a antimatter and dark matter, I guess they call it now. There's dark energy that, I guess I guess that's what they mean. As the light has energy, when you put on the light, it has energy. So I guess they say when it gets this dark energy, and there's a lot of dark spaces, so it kind of makes sense. It's how light overcame the darkness in outer space. Where's that spark that came from in outer space? That's what they're trying to figure out. Yeah, Big Bang Theory, wormhole, gravity and not gravity, how life became, how a particle, how a planet, and all this elements and then outer space. Where the hell all this damn elements come from when this space started pitch black? That must be because of the dark energy. It was so dark in outer space, we didn't know there were elements behind that darkness. I don't know. We just came up with that. So it must take a whole lot to put this dark energy to make a spark of a light to go light speed. Man, that's why I don't get life on planet Earth. You figure everybody appreciates life because how the fuck that spark started in space for us to have life when it's pitch black in house? Where the hell the light broke? Where did the light break free? The dark energy. So we don't have to put stress on ourselves, man. We overcame a lot of things where we came up with a lot of cool things. We don't have to have wars and violence and crime. What the hell you guys are to where, what the heck is you're a human being on planet? Everybody should be playing video games. Back in the day, nudity was accepted on the internet. So I think you all went away to take money from the act for it. Because you claim that you hate the crime, nudity, but you want money from me. You're trying to take money from me. So you try to earn something that you don't like, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know how many haters there are to be so, but at least I did something with my life. You know, maybe things are not going my way so far back home, but I am a goofy guy. You can't take the flame out of the goofy guy in the world, man. You know, you all are serious at the party and beating each other up, and the party sucks. But when the goofy guy comes to the party, I'm trying to get that stress. You stress the hell out of it. You know, you all act like the internet is some. You made the internet could be so much more, but since you guys made the internet the way it is, it sucks. You know, I had an imagination. I came up with my own. At one point, I came up with my own cartoon. I came up with cartoon characters out of my mind. Well, as an adult, you all took my imagination away from me. And it sucks that everybody's sitting there watching all the time. Over time, sitting there watching each other, yeah, you're going to stress each other out by sitting there all the time. So, whatever. This just sucks that the whole point of having law is everybody's safe and nobody's getting in trouble. Thus, everybody has to earn points at court or something. Because they're not solving the 1% violence. People still dying on the internet, so I thought that was the whole point of having law. Well, nobody has to die. And you're protected by the law. But it seems like everybody, they're using the law to beat me up back home. As they overreact and acting like they're not nudity online themselves. So, what's the main reason why people hack each other? To see what kind of cool porno you got on your computer. As people send you that pop-up ads on purpose to scam your computer on purpose to screw you over while there's still billions of naked people online. I think it's unfair at court that the court overlooks the billions of naked people that have been on the internet for years to zero down on my computer and act like you didn't see me making art on my computer while you could see that I was getting scammed by somebody on the internet. So no who, I don't know who scams people nowadays. Because you won't earn points scamming people. Because we all be in debt if everybody rob each other, right? If everybody robbed each other, it'd be the Great Depression. Be all in debt. But I can't think that way. There's good people out there. It's cool that they fixed the light. I got lightning here. So thank you for the lightning, much. But then I don't know how people are. Because you're all cool with each other in the playground when you're kids. But now, since you call each other adult, we have to be more technical of why, who's what, where, why, what. We question each other more, I guess, as adults, right? Is that what it is? When we were kids, we was taught in school to be nice to each other and just play with each other in the playground. Everybody's happy in the playground. But as an adult, I guess we're more technical about it. Well, because you get mad if an adult play in the playground, right? If an adult plays in the playground, you all get mad at that adult. Back in the day, everybody could play in the playground back in the day. So just because you're looking at something different compared to how I look at things, so, right? If I had kids, I would have to play with the playground with my kids. I'm not going to say no. I may not be able to fit in the same slides like I did when they had a playground where you had to go through all this maze. I won't be able to fit. They should make a playground for an adult so I can fit in the playground. That'd be a part of the amusement part. But when you go, it'll be like going to some Universal Studios playground. You gotta go, and then you got, somehow you meet Indiana Jones is in the playground with you. Oh, crap. And you meet King Kong in the playground. Holy crap. Why don't they combine movies? They make a ride for a movie. They should make a ride where they combine the movies. The best, like King Kong, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. Put them all together and it'd be a ride. And now everybody's got the same ideas saying, oh, you stole my ideas. That's the end. Whatever, as long as they come up with a cool ride for Commiso back home, because I'm stressed out. I didn't know. I felt like, I accept myself as a person and I accept myself as a vet. So I feel like everybody should be doing the same thing. But that's not the case. The only reason why people get each other in trouble nowadays is over money. Oh, as long as I don't look bad on the internet and get money, I'm good. And I don't think we were raised that way. You're not going to solve a lot of world's problems if that's all people do. So, I had Pokemon cards to show you, but I ran out of time. I had to get this out. Whereas it's Christmas time. Where's all my Christmas gifts? Well, hey, I got Christmas gifts. And I'm cool with them. Because I know the meaning of being happy on Christmas. I'm Santa Claus. I was the good kid, Santa Claus. Well, I went right to sleep when they told me when Christmas is around the corner. And I believe in Santa Claus. And it sucks that people don't believe in Santa Claus because who invented Santa Claus? human beings invented Santa Claus. He's got to be real if we came up with it. So Santa Claus is real. Just because you lost your imagination, how you think about things sucks. Because it seems like everybody wants to do is hate on each other for no reason at all. And, you know, appreciate life because everybody dies in the end. You could be the toughest guy on the street, but everybody, we didn't accomplish longevity on planet Earth. As to, everybody should have a place where everybody should be happy on this planet. Because there's so much to explore on this planet. You know, there's still things that on this planet to be discovered. We didn't discover every land and every part of the ocean. We don't have that much technology to do that. Maybe soon. But every time we discover something, do we destroy it? Our animals are being extinct. I appreciate the tigers. Our animals probably keeping away from the aliens from outer space. The tiger, I highly doubt the aliens from outer space want to meet up with the tiger. But humans are we going to accept that we're predictable and everything is going to be failing all the time? Well, then nobody can build a time machine. Right? We don't have the technology to build a time machine. You didn't come up with the math to build a time machine as to, it can't be that hard. Benjamin Franklin? He built a time machine without building a time machine. He changed the hand of days savings time. He gave himself more hours in the summer and less hours in the winter. I guess it was for some kind of farm thing going on. To wake up and since it's summer, we got to wake up fucking earlier. But he basically changed the time right there because as there's time zone, and where are we exactly in time? I guess that was the point of the Matrix. Everybody overlooks the meaning of movies nowadays. But think about it. Our technology, I feel like we should be further in life. Everybody's safe, life is safe, everything's safe on the planet. And we accomplished that. Now we move on. Somebody come up with a time machine. Because Benjamin Franklin, it doesn't take that much math. I feel it doesn't take that much math to come up with a time machine. As Benjamin changed time. As I say, we're just spinning around and around and around and around and around and around the sun. I'm tired of spinning around. Well, we got to keep spinning around and around and around the sun. I don't think the way the teachers taught me about math, it feels like we're just counting how many times we're going around the sun and they forgot to put algebra and all that other stuff they taught me in space. And we're just going around, we're just basically counting how many times we're going around and around and around the sun. So if that makes me 40, then I think it's going too fast. Because around the sun. It's not, it says, tell me, it takes 2 days for the whole planet to get sun. So how long does it take to go around the sun? So how am I 40 if I didn't go all around the sun yet? It's just because you made it time flat. It's day one, it's flat. So that's why I think time is wrong. Well, That's all I have to say about that. But, you know, I feel like when I show you my collectible thing, I want to come up with my own. I want to feel. I don't want to be flat on the internet, as everybody is flat on the internet. I must say, if I was born in this time where everybody had a conflict of art, I argue. I'd be the guy that argue about art in the Renaissance. I said, it's art to me, but you mislead everybody, and I don't know if that's what you're trying to do, but if we're trying to come up with a better understanding of ourselves, can't mislead ourselves as life on this planet. I don't know if people take back roads to see the back roads and see the world, or everybody takes the highway and hurry up and get to the vacation. One thing I learned about my grandma, when she took us to the beach, she took the back roads of the back roads of the back roads of the low, where you didn't even know there was a back road to that back road to the beach. And it was like a venture to get to the beach. Now, if it was everybody's rushing to get to where they want to go, lose the adventure part to get to the beach. That's using the internet. Well, the internet taught me, the whole purpose of the internet is to explore the internet, right? The whole point of the internet is to explore the internet. So, when the law is there on the internet viewing the mistakes themselves and not doing anything about it and getting mad at people sucks. Where, how does the law do not get mad when we see people die on television, internet? Why are we allowed to view that when there's law on it? So you all went out of your way, as you know that I'm a disabled combat veteran after 9, because you lied a whole lot and you're still constantly lying all the time to make yourself look good at court or something. But, I could keep going back like you all do, but I want to go forward. Yeah, I'm 40. I still want to do things in life. But it's, in the military, they teach you where to go next. When you're in a civilian world, it's like people forget what it means to direct each other to a cool party, direct each other to a cool beach, or direct each other to a cool vacation. Because, it shouldn't take that much effort to make life happy on this planet as to what we know what to be fixed. Where I'm not a bad guy. It sucks that people, even when you're like Michael Jackson, even when you're the nicest guy in the world, you try to tell me this world is so fucked up that you even screwed Michael Jackson's life online, and you expect us to learn something from that past life on this planet? We're not going to learn nothing. Because you all teach us to get A's and B's and treat each other with respect, not hurt each other is cool. And your parents teach you stuff too, to respect people. Are we all just joking with each other and mess the whole joke on the internet? And that's why there's 1% violence on it? Whoa. I don't know. you're supposed to be happy. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas gifts coming. I feel like if you give out the Christmas gifts right, everybody can get something. As I didn't realize how much I spend on eBay. I guess it all adds up. I didn't care. I'm behind schedule. I usually start Christmas shopping in August. I go to flea markets with my dad in the summer. So I start to look for things. But, it's hard to figure out what people want, but not really. I just got the skill. I take my time. I'm an artist. When I draw, I like to take my time. I don't know if it makes you more of an artist because how fast you paint and draw something, or you must be a genius how fast you can answer the question or whatever. It's got good memory. Not everybody's got good memory. I apologize. I can't remember everything that teachers taught me, but I got the subject. I know what biology and geology, terminology, whatever, geology. So, why is it so hard to figure out the solve things? I'm stressed out, and I shouldn't be, because I'm back home in my country as a veteran. But it's family and friends, and there is America. So I just don't get it. What the hell's going on? Do people that bully each other that much? And I don't know what the heck everybody's playing about. But I want to go forward. I'm just because few people are hating on you, whatever that means. I can't believe anybody has the capability to hate in the world. Because you go to college and you learn not to hate. You don't get a job because you hate the job. You study because you like to study that. So I highly doubt you study that because you hate studying and that. Either way, we're going to have to respect each other if you like it or not. If you get a job, you got to respect the job boss. You got to respect the employees. You got to respect yourself. And so you can build confidence, and so you learn the job. So either way, you got to learn to respect as people no matter what. So what are you talking about? Where the hell is this hate coming from? And people still fighting about the stupidest things over religion and all that. And I believe what I believe, and you don't like me for who I am, it's not my fault. That's the 21st century. As I thought to believe in myself. I was taught to believe in my family and believe in my friends, to believe in my planning. We have to take our time. We already got all the buildings. We have to take our time now. The math is more complicated to apply in outer space. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I was going down the road of trying to make everybody laugh with my videos, but since y'all want to be technical, and I don't know how technical you got to be in real life, but if we all actually really find out why we're fighting, I bet it's about the stupidest shit in the world. I bet you. Well, I was trying to slow down time. So we're still in the 80s. I slowed down time so much that it's back in the 80s. That's how you go back in time. You got to slow down time. As we're just counting how many times we're going around the sun. Well, yeah, you have to slow down. Because if you go too fast, I guess you have to be recognized to the future and recognized to the past. But they're all connected, so the line is already on the past and the future. So I don't think you have to go so fast all the time. We're already going through time, spinning through outer space on this planet. Well, hopefully somebody got what I said. As to I didn't get to read all them college books in the technical words of space talk. They teach you first grade words, and apparently they gotta make bigger words that teach the same subject. It was easy to take this class in first grade. What the hell? Then they make it sound like it's so complicated to get into college in this United States of America. Everybody in the whole damn country should be able to go to college. Because we pay our taxes, we know we're doing in math in America. We don't have to pay for college because we figured it out. The taxes will cover it. Then they always get back. The more you pay, the more you get back. Because we're smart people. And we're all going to be going through time in the future. Yeah. Well, whatever. If that's all people are fighting about, who could be naked online, you know, uptight motherfuckers that act like there's no nudity is some kind of... But I'd rather see everybody naked than seeing people die on the internet. Can we update our system as people, as the law? Whatever. I'm going to keep being Commiso, dude. Because I don't know what, I can't understand why anybody was a problem with me. Yes, I may be an awkward guy at the party that don't know what the heck everybody's talking about because I was too focused in on trying to get down with my bad self at the dance floor that I didn't realize, you know, I tried to talk to the ladies at the club, but over time, you know, I don't know what the hell the problem is. So I just went to the dance floor as Commiso. Once I give me the beer at the bar, that Commiso somehow is on the dance floor. So whatever. That's how I got when I was in training. That's how I got my exercise. I was dancing in the club. So first sergeant and commander, don't get mad at I was, even though it was my weekend, I still got exercise by dancing in the club because when I dance, I sweat so much on the dance floor. So everybody could slip and fall and I could be the best dancer on the club. No, I just sweat a lot. You just saw me out war in the desert. This dude's dirty. I'm not meant to be in the desert. I'm from New Jersey. Well, what the heck is desert in? I sweat so much. I don't know how bad. I must have cleaned out my system though, sweating all that much. Well, that's just a little something about me. That's over the years, online. Well, this is your disabled combat veteran. Next time I'll show you my collectible thing. Really, you know, it's like when you're trying to draw something and everybody's there trying to make it like it's how you do that. But, you know, apparently everybody's hacking everything, even how to draw. So I was trying to be my own drawer. I don't use sketch paper. I get mad at myself when I use a ruler. Without that, I can make the straight line without a ruler. Yeah, it might take 10 years to do it. You know, things pop up on my computer, but I didn't touch the controllers. What the heck that means? Well, that's for the next time. This is your disabled combat veteran after Michael Commiso and the Battle Buddies online. You know?